Hi there, I'm Liam Barrington-Bush, and I'm visiting you here on your little portion of the internet today to see if you want to help me take a trip around Europe. To give you a little bit more context, earlier in this year I managed to crowdfund a book that I'd written. It's called Anarchists in the Boardroom. It's a book looking at new ways of organizing for social change. Change how we organize, change the world. And the premise is basically that if our traditional industrial era hierarchical organizations in the social change world, whether trade unions, voluntary organizations, not-for-profits, NGOs, could learn some of the lessons that are emerging through social media, but also through the social movements that social media has been a part of in recent years, then they could start to be far more effective at bringing about social change and could also be living their values in the process. So yeah, about 6 months ago I was here on Start Some Good, and remarkably 160 some people came out of the woodwork and said that they want this book to happen, and so that's why it's here right now. It hasn't come out through a publisher or any other kind of institution. It's been a DIY job every step of the way. And I'd like to sort of see if we can kind of continue the spirit of that going forward. Since the book has come out, I've been doing a range of events, speaking tours in different cities around the UK. And so far, one of the trends that's emerged is that not a lot of organizations have been super keen to support it. Maybe that's because of the title, but regardless, without dwelling on it, it has been the case. And something interesting has happened. A lot of people who work for these organizations during the day are inviting me out to the place they live and the place they work to talk about this stuff and to be a part of some conversations locally about these ideas outside the remit of these organizations' work. So we're actually having some phenomenal conversations in pubs and restaurants, cafes, getting really great groups of people together. And my hosts are paying out of pocket for my train tickets and giving me spare rooms to sleep in and taking care of my food while I'm there. And it's all been a terrific honor, and it feels so aligned with what this book is about and how we can do things without the kind of the organizational structures and the sort of the professional standards of organizing that I think have had a really disastrous effect on a lot of our organizations. So that's been amazing so far, but something has happened lately where I've been getting a few requests coming in from people in Europe, namely in Berlin and Amsterdam. And I'd really like to go out there and have some of these conversations there. But as you might expect, getting from London to Berlin and Amsterdam is a little more expensive than going to, say, Birmingham. So that's why I'm here. I wanted to talk to you, see if you would be keen in helping support, chipping in a little bit to help me bring me to a series of events in the beginning of November. Change days happening in Berlin, as well as a couple of smaller events, and then a series of smaller events in Amsterdam, including some work with the Nomads Business School, who are doing some very, very interesting stuff. So the dates are lined up. The people are really keen to make it happen. I just need to get there, really. And I've found that writing a book is a good way to drain a bank account, so I'm not in a position to put up the money up front myself, but I was wondering if people could chip in a little bit of cash themselves, if they could help bring me out and I could take part in these events. If you don't have a copy of the book yet, you could order it from me, pay a little bit more, and I could come deliver it to you myself when I'm there next month. We're not talking massive amounts of money, but if instead of paying the equivalent of about 20 or 22 euros, maybe you could pay 30, 40 euros, and you get your book, but you'd also get a chance for us to have a discussion, ideally next month. And I'd really like that. I hope you'd like that too. And all the information you should need should be below me on the screen here. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.